Hey, my love. I hope that you are doing well today. It's another lovely week of you being you, and I am ever so proud of that always, okay? Because you are lovely, you're wonderful, and you are an interconnected metaphysical being. So before we start, we're going to start out with another tarot card for you. Your tarot is Big Bold Vision. Ooh, Big Bold Vision. So what does this card mean? It is telling you, you have been chosen. Now is the time for a lot of limited thinking to turn into a big, grand scheme. You are either going to become a part of something huge or something that you have been working on for quite some time. It's going to be freaking huge for you, man. Either way, you're about to bust out of this box so that your goals, your dreams, and you in your lifestyle can become something more than you have ever been before, okay? And so en route to doing that, your limited thinking that has once helped you before is actually going to be released. It's going to be booted out the picture. But in order for that to happen, you have to make the move in order to release it, okay? Let go. Let go of that which no longer serves you. Let go of that limited thinking that says you either can't do that, or in order to do that, you have to do this and do that. Absolutely not. It is time for you and your light to shine, and for your big, bold vision to really come into being, okay? In order for you to do that, let go. Let go of it, okay? It doesn't help you anymore. Why do you still have it? All right? It's time for us to let go of everything. And speaking of that, we're going to talk about our childhood, our past, basically everything that we have been like holding on to throughout our whole life's journey and whatnot, and it still hurts us to this day. It's time for us to let that stuff go. It is time for you to stop haunting your past. I said it. Your past isn't haunting you. Do you know why? Because you're not living in your past. Technically, your past already happened. Like just now. And then just now. Like, do you see where I'm getting at now? Your past isn't haunting you. You're haunting it. So it's time for you to let that stuff go. Because you already know that you want better. And you deserve better, you wonderful being. However, how are you going to have better if you keep wanting to bring your burdens, your hurt, your pain, all that suffering that, has been way behind you, and you want to just like lug it over into your future? That's absolutely crazy. And yes, everyone says that letting go is really hard, sometimes impossible. It's not impossible, okay? You're an interconnected metaphysical being. Just like you can be connected to your past, you can also be very well connected to your very successful future. So it's time for you to let that go, okay? The past will help shape who you are up until you're ready to truly decide who you want to be. What does that mean? That really means that the way that you have been nurtured for a very long time is going to determine how you're going to react and respond in the future, aka the present that you are now, or even some sort of past you. However, this is not just the only step for you to live. Your past is basically an entire learning sphere. You observe from it. As a child, you need everything and everyone around you to help you shape the world that you live in. Understand multiple different perspectives. Really figure out what it is that you can fit into. However, when you get older and you truly have a mind for yourself, you're going to change your mind. And then you're going to change your mind again. You're going to figure out again and again and again. It happens because we are meant to evolve multiple times in our life. And that is wonderful. Because we're not meant to stay the same. If we were meant to stay the same, then we'd be like big bags of burdens, like everywhere we go. And that is not how we're supposed to be living, okay? So it's time for you to stop crying about your past. Sorry guys, we have all gone through a very serious past. Most of what we have gone through has impacted, the relationships that we have, the jobs that we have, the people we surround ourselves by. However, we have that magical ability to change it all around for us. And yes, it requires some work, but it's exactly what we need, okay? And so we've all been through a very serious childhood, whether or not you can say like you've been abused or, just something very mild that triggered you as a kid. We've all gone through something to help shape, who we have become over time. And there is something that I read actually in a book today concerning child trauma, and I just wanted to give a little bit of perspective from that, which basically says that the person who created the world that you came into and dictated how you would interpret it taught you that it was normal for your value to come from others and that you would never measure up. Does that sound about right? You know, you spent most of your life just trying to prove yourself to others instead of trying to prove yourself to yourself. That's crazy, isn't it? But seriously, how many people in your life as a child have taught you how to value you for you, from you? It's pretty hard for people to teach you that when they don't know that themselves, you know? Most of our parents, most of our teachers, our mentors, even when we're little kids, have struggled with so many things when they were children. They've had people put them down and change their ways and whatnot. And so when they have their own kids, or when they're raising other children, they want you to be better than them. But if someone doesn't know how to value themselves, how are they going to teach you to value yourself? So this is a transition, not just for your children, but also for yourself, for your children's children, for everyone to come before and after. This is a universal change for all of us, okay? The past weighs heavy on all of us. It is time for you to stop haunting it. And how do you know that you are actually haunting your past? Well, for example, you encounter different people in your life, and you come to find that you have the same exact conflict with them, jumping from one person to another person to another person. And that thing even happens, within your jobs itself, within the communities that you surround yourself with. Every time you move to a different location, it's just like that problem tends to arise every now and then. It alters itself just a little bit, but it's still there. And why is that? It's because there's kind of like a Mr. Smith from The Matrix. If you guys haven't seen The Matrix, watch it, okay? I will quote that movie all the time. Basically, in the movie The Matrix, Mr. Smith is one of the programmers inside of The Matrix itself. He becomes literally any and everyone. It's so crazy, but it's here to remind you that they're just everywhere. It is time for you to start releasing yourself from those programmers that want to keep you in a certain mental space, okay? And your past is another form of programming, okay? Or more like your mind, your mental reaction to the past is another form of programming, simply because we tend to lack our value towards how we're supposed to respond to ourselves in our present and our future state. All right? So let's go back to these, conflicts that keep jumping from one person to another, to another, to another, and so on and so forth. You'll find that every single one of these problems are going to be slightly different. But if you tend to trace back all the way to the origin of that problem, you will understand that every single one of these problems are connected by a source of one very particular conflict, okay? And resolving this source is going to help you to release your past and everything else that has been holding you back. It might be a few sources in your life. That's okay. We all have work to do on ourselves. No one, gave us a manual and was like, all right, here you go. And the first page was like, all right, self-value, self-love, self-confidence. No, we had to learn that stuff for ourselves. And even if you're still working on it, that's a-okay. As long as you understand first that everything comes from the past first that has to be resolved. And at this time, the past is being revealed. Everything is being revealed. It wants to know you, and it wants you to know it too. So it's time to stop bearing the lies. It's time to start accepting the truth. The truth is, I had to breathe for a moment. The truth is that you're beautiful, you're wonderful, and you are meant for greatness. But in order for you to gain that big, bold vision, it's time for you to let go that which doesn't want you to hold on to it anymore. No wonder why your past hurts so much. It's like, please, release me, please. Guys, it doesn't want you any more than you want it, all right? Just cut the tie mutually. But let's get back into the groove of understanding our conflicts and our childhood problems and our past itself. So acknowledging the past and the conflict behind it, the source or the sources, of your current present problems is only half the battle. The other half of the battle is actually working towards improving yourself. Like, you want a better relationship, you want a better life, you want a better career, you want success and abundance, but you want to take everything else that you had with you just because you're used to it. What? That doesn't make any kind of sense. So instead of allowing yourself to trolley your way into the world, knowing that you're used to, whatever it is happen to you is just going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. First of all, you're going to bring your problems into just about everything. And you're comfortable with your problems. You're like, all right, guys, lays all my problems out on the table. This is what's up. That's what's wrong with me. That's how it is. Listen, don't use your problems as a crutch. It's not meant to be acknowledged just so that you can just spread them out and everyone's like, cool, man, you've got problems, we've got problems, let's all have these problems. No, it's more like, let's work as a team. Let's get these problems situated before you can work together with your team with all of your problems. Get them together on the inside. If you ever need help, please understand that you always have support. But first of all, work on your problems by yourself. You can't just hand your problems over to someone else. That's absolutely ridiculous. We all have our own stuff to take care of. Cool? Cool. All right. But stop using your problems as a crutch. You were meant to have these problems in your life based off of your past so that you can resolve them. Not so that you can use it as an excuse for the way that you treat people, for the way that you treat yourself, for the way that you do certain things in your life. If you continue to act with these problems on you and you use that and abuse that with yourself and other people, you're not going to get what you want. Plain and simple. You're going to continue to allow yourself to be in a cycle because that's what you told yourself that you deserved. So, let's get out of these cycles. Let's get these big, bold visions started, guys. And how are we going to do that? Let go. It's time to let go, okay? If you want better, then be the better that you want. Everything starts out with yourself. You want abundance? Be the abundance. You want wealth, power, a great relationship, a wonderful life? Be it all, okay? Allow yourself to let go of that which you thought was comfortable, even though it still hurts you. Let go of it. Step into discomfort of being free, of being you, of being just wild and out of control. That's okay too. Everything is going to balance itself out in the end of the day. All right? Take action. You cannot expect different results if you're doing the same thing, holding on to the same stuff, thinking the same way. That's just not how it works out. Allow yourself to be uncomfortable, but to also follow that path at which you want. And allow yourself to do that which is so scary to you. When I first started YouTube, I was deathly terrified. I'm telling you, it probably took me 3 hours to do my first video. Simply because I'm like, oh my gosh, first of all, I'm talking through a lens, what's going on? Second of all, what if they don't like what I'm saying? But you know what? I began to realize that it's time for me to be myself. And so here I am, being myself, just for you, because I know that I have a lot to tell you. I know that you deserve better, and I want you to know how much you mean to me, okay? So allow yourself to be that big, bold vision that you already imagined for yourself. And there's not going to be enough room for all that past baggage while you're busy being you, okay? Gosh, just let go. Be free. Just allow your wings to flourish. Everyone is going to love it. I can guarantee you that. You are amazing. You are lovely. Do not forget to be yourself. Oh, yes, and one more thing. Surround yourself with a tribe that's going to support you. That might mean that you keep some people in your life. That might mean that other people are going to go. That's okay. If they're not helping you, why are they here? Seriously, if it doesn't serve you, why is it there? In the end of the day, some will come back and some won't. That's just the process of life, but be true to yourself every step of the way, okay? I love you. Mwah. You have a fabulous week. And do not forget, your big, bold vision is out here waiting for you, okay? Bye, honey.